Welcome to Glacier National Park in beautiful Montana. So Lavinia and I are going to be spending the next 5 days here in Glacier National Park. We're starting off at the mini glacier area and we're camping for 2 nights at the campground. We're then going to drive over to the west side, dump Tilly off at a dog sitter, and then spend 3 nights on the west side exploring, hiking. A lot of this episode this week is going to be about photography and hopefully just capturing photos of God's beautiful creation. So come along and let's get going. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Joshua Wykes and I'm an adventure and landscape photographer, and my wife Lavinia and our dog Tilly are living full time in our converted Sprinter van. We are traveling all over the US and Canada, and this channel is just all about our adventures and just showcasing the beauty of God's creation. For those of you that do know me, let me bring you up to speed. Lavinia and I just spent the last, I think it was about 6 or 7 days driving back from Alaska. As you know, we were up in Alaska for a couple months. Actually, it's where we spent the first part of the summer. We had some incredible adventures, and Alaska is just such a beautiful place. So go check out those videos if you haven't seen them yet to see what we got up to in Alaska. But after about 7 days of driving, and no, I did not show any footage or any content of the drive down, but I can assure you that it was a gorgeous drive. We really enjoyed it. It was a long drive, a lot of hours, but we really enjoyed the drive back down to the lower 48. And now we're in Montana. We are at Glacier National Park. Glacier National Park is actually, you can think of it as made up of like 2 sections. There's the east side and the west side. We are starting, like I said earlier, on the east side in the mini glacier area where we're going to spend a couple days. We're then going to head over to the west side where we're going to set up shop and do the going to the sun road and do some fun hikes and some photography. So that hopefully sets the scene, but let's go keep adventuring. Well, it's a little bit before sunrise. The sun obviously isn't up yet. It's still a little bit dark, but we are at the Swift Current Lake, just in front of the mini glacier hotel, or lodge, I should say. Gonna go get set up for sunrise. Hoping for the best here. There is quite a bit of clouds, but I'm hoping as I look east right now, it looks like there's some breaks in the clouds near the horizon. So hoping we get some light hitting these peaks behind me. So we will see. Well, good morning. It's a little after 5:30 in the morning, and we just drove up the Going to the Sun Road. It's day 3, which means you missed day 2. Yesterday was our day of rest, which means no electronics, which means I don't really do any capturing of any content or footage. But anyways, we made it to the west side of the park. We slept at the Apgar campground last night, where we're going to be for 3 nights. And we've just driven up the Going to the Sun Road to the Logan Pass Visitor Center area, and we're going to set off on a hike now. It's just before sunrise. One other thing to mention is we are in a rental car. The van is too long to actually fit on the Going to the Sun Road, so we picked up a rental car late yesterday. We also dropped Tilly off at a dog sitter late yesterday, given she's not allowed on the trails here and we'd be gone for some pretty long chunks of time. So surprisingly, at 5:30 in the morning, the parking lot here is already quite full. This is a notorious parking lot for filling up very early in the morning. So we figured best to get up here, and hopefully we're going to capture some sunrise light this morning on the hike. The Highline Trail is a beautiful hike that goes high above the Going to the Sun Road. You can go as far as 7 or 8 miles down the trail, making it a 15-mile round-trip hike. But I only went about 4 miles and then turned around. I found the views to be pretty spectacular on those first 4 miles, and an 8-mile hike was a great way to cap off our morning at the Logan Pass area. Welcome to day 4. We woke up this morning and we're like, it's not every day you get to wake up in a national park. So today's all about exploring. We're going to go drive up the Going to the Sun Road, which is really one of the main attractions to Glacier because you get to just see so much of the park from your car, more or less. It's the road that connects the west side to the east side of the park. So we're going to just do some driving up that, kind of stop at some stops along the way, just taking the sights, maybe do a few small little hikes. Yesterday was such a great day. We loved those hikes that we did up at Logan Pass. So we're excited to just keep exploring this beautiful park. Our 5th and final day in Glacier National Park. Well, it's just after 6 a.m. and we've driven down to the Avalanche Lake trailhead area. We're going to do the Avalanche Lake hike, which is, I think, somewhere around maybe 5-ish miles. We're trying to beat both the crowds and try to get some decent light, although it is really smoky. The smoke has really come in the last couple days, so the photography, even yesterday, wasn't that good, but we're going to hopefully enjoy this last hike. This is one of the more popular hikes in the park, so it's also good to try to get on the trail early and beat the crowd. So it's crazy. It's 6 a.m. and there's a steady stream of traffic behind us. It just goes to show how popular this park is and how early people try to get in. So anyways, we're going to go and enjoy this hike. Well, that was Glacier National Park, and we can really see why this park is one of the crown jewels of the national park system. We're already trying to figure out a way to get back here and planning our next adventure. If you do visit this park, which I honestly highly recommend you do, our number one recommendation is get into the park early. This is a very popular and crowded park, and so the parking lots fill up very, very quick. The hikes get very, very crowded. I mean, those parking lots were filling up well before 7 a.m. So get into the park early, do the Going to the Sun Road drive. If we had to pick east versus west, I would say we would probably come back to the east side. That mini glacier area was just stunningly beautiful. You could actually even just base there. There's so many great hikes there. You could do a day trip to the Going to the Sun Road from there. It's much quieter, not quite as crowded because it's maybe a little bit more remote and a little bit further away from civilization. I've said this before and I'm going to say it probably many times, but I really just want to encourage you to get out and to explore. It doesn't have to be a national park, but if it can be a national park, that's great. It doesn't even have to be a state park. It could just be your local neighborhood. It could be a park in your area, but get out and explore. Go do an adventure. Pay attention to the details, take in the beauty that's around you. Where do you have in mind that you would like to go and explore? Well, that's it for now. We'll see you on the road next time, and may God bless you.
Like